The rear-wheel drive Saab-powered Renault 5. So this is a VW 1.8 20 valve. You've got the 206. The registration plate will give it away. Saab-powered B204. So welcome back to another video. We are over at Crank Worx. Anyone who knows the Saabs and the Vauxhall world will know about this place. They do all the crazy Saab conversions. So we've come over to have a look at a couple of projects and see what they're getting on with. So let's have a walk around the workshop. Some of the cars we're doing full features on, but there's some cars which are in the process of being built. Anyone who knows Cranky and his car, he has a Corsa 4-wheel drive Saab powered, which runs DSG. This is the new gearbox for it. But as you can see on the wall, Saab powered engines just everywhere. Blocks, heads, engines. There's one on the stand there which has just been built. But also, Cranky does amazing fab work, manifolds, boost pipes, all that type of thing. Again, I wouldn't say mainly on Saabs, but that's what he's known for. And again, this one is probably just a donor car, I would have thought, unless that engine's going back in there for performance reasons. But people are buying these Saabs to be broken for the engines, because as much as it gripes me, they make a lot of power and they don't need a lot of work. So walking down the workshop, you've obviously got the rear-wheel drive Saab-powered Renault 5. This is like a national hot rod style shell. That's what this is. We've done a full feature on this. It'll either be on the channel already or it'll be coming soon. Then we've worked down. This one is obviously a customer's car, again, like the Renault 5. This is a Z20 LEH Corsa B. What is interesting about this one is, and this is something I've never ever seen before, it has been converted to an M32 gearbox, or what looks like they've made this little amount here to support it. Custom drive shafts. But again, Cranky's done all the manifold, all the intake pipe, all the mounting for the M32. If you quick look inside, you can see it's on the cable shift with the gear selector. This is going to be a very, very nice little tidy little build. Again, I think it's been made into a track car. And then we'll walk down the unit. You've got the 206. Again, the registration plate will give it away. So obviously B204. This is, from my knowledge, is Cranky's missus' car, even though Cranky uses it every day now as a daily because he wants the powerful car. So we'll work outside, because there is something very, very special out here which I'm really looking forward to the future. As I said, not only is he known for the Saab powered vehicles, Vauxhalls are very, very, come through the door, because it's a very common conversion nowadays to put a Saab engine into a Vauxhall, into anything else. So you've got the Mark IV Astra, which looks like, from memory, I think this is Cranky's original car, pre the Corsa. But as everything, it looks like the engine's been donated to another cause. Knowing Cranky, got a bit bored, took the engine out, car sat here. He'll find something to do in the future. Always had a soft spot for this car. It's been past a few hands now, and I'll be honest with you, there was me and another lad who was bidding on this when it was up for sale and it was on eBay. It didn't go for a lot of money, and I think me and him both kicked ourselves. Obviously, Chevette, this was this actually ran in demo class at the Vauxhall show. It was a 2-litre turbo, and I think it got parted out. The engine was sold, I think the box was sold, but again, I think it's here to have a Saab put in, maybe a Vauxhall put in, but it's still got the original wheels on it which it had in. It was just a really, really nice car. When it was done, it had these massive wraparound seats, because I actually bought, ironically, the wraparound seats out of this car to go in my Audi Quattro build. That's how well I know this car. So then we'll move down, we'll ignore these for the time being. I think you can have a sneak peek what's in there, and then just a really nice old Cavalier on some of these wheels. These were the wheels back in the day. They were just a really smooth 5-spoke, but that is there. Looks like it's been there a while. I'm sure there's plans for it. Let's have a quick look under the bonnet to see what's in it. Let's have a look. Nothing fancy, which is quite surprising for Cranky. Looks like just like a 2-litre 8 valve, just basically a stock. Oh no, oh, it's an automatic. It's an auto. I thought it was a DSG, but it's not. It's the original auto. So it's just a 2-litre Cavalier automatic. So let's move on to this combination. So how about putting a 1.8 20 valve turbo into a Corsa VXR and running the full Haldex, the 4-wheel drive system? That is what this car is. It's a starting, basically a work in progress. It's coming on soon, but basically kind of a donor into this. Cheap conversion. He was going to put a K20 in there, but they've obviously, anyone who knows the K20 scene, the scene tax has taken over and it's starting to get very, very expensive. So now let's walk in. There you go. So this is a VW 1.8 20 valve BAM engine. Don't think it's DSG. Is it DSG? No, it's still on cable shift, but potentially could be DSG, because again, it looks like it it fits in there. He tells me there's loads and loads of clearance for the prop shaft and exhaust. That is the future for this car. This was an £100 shell. Obviously the interior's been sold, engine was sold, but the shell was sold to Cranky for 100 quid, to the point of he thought, I'm going to do something with it and I'm going to build something. So what is insane to think that there is the factory Corsa mount, which bolts up to the factory 1.8 turbo mount. You'd never guessed it. And then obviously here he's just made a block just to support it. As I've said in previous videos, you literally get it in place, get your shaft angles all sorted out, make some temporary mounts, and then you start working around that. But technically that's one mount done. There's only that mount to do, and the gearbox clears quite significantly under there. You don't have to do no chopping. So this could be a future conversion for a lot of people who have had enough of the 1.6 engines that are in these to make them a little bit more powerful and a lot more reliable. And again, as you see with my conversion, I've done the Z-Let. There is going to, in the future, these shells are starting to come down in price. And in my opinion, with the body kit and with the seats, this is a very, very good platform. I just wish more people would take the time to start putting bigger engines in them and making them more interesting. So let's get into this one. This is, again, a very, very, very interesting build, because what you find is when an engine finally got what I classed as gets cracked, as in people realize you can physically get them to run in almost anything, because all you need is a couple of live feeds and earths and stuff like that. There's no major work involved in getting the engine to run. They start becoming popular conversions into every single vehicle you can imagine. And obviously with the plate, as we know, the engine code on a Saab is a B204, which is the 2-litre 16-valve turbocharged engine. So with Cranky obviously being into the Saabs, and again has worked through all the adaptations to make these to fit in all sorts of vehicles. Anyone who's been to the Vauxhall show will know there used to be a blue one that used to be on the Saab-Works stand at all times. That was obviously scrapped, and this is the replacement build for that car. Anyone who doesn't know, obviously it's a Peugeot 206. Again, looks pretty much standard from the outside, apart from obviously the purple wheels, but I can tell you it's far from it. We have a 2-litre 16-valve turbocharged Saab-powered 206 is very, very interesting. So let's have a look inside and let's have a look under the engine bay. So here it is. This is the B204 Saab engine out of something like this thing, but it's actually mated up to a Vauxhall F23. So something like basically a Mark IV Astra box, custom drive shaft, custom mounts, and it fits in there. As you can see, tubular manifold with a 2860 pulsar turbo, internal gated, as you can see there with the actuator rod, probably making 3 to 320 horsepower. Do you know what really makes me smile is very much like me back in the day, where it was all you wanted to do was put a weird engine into something else, and he is becoming a master of it. He really is. Again, going back to the Corsa, just from one evening going, I wonder if that fits in there, we'll stick it in. It's now been turned into this project of the build, and when we do his Corsa B in the future, you will see what I mean, because that there is a mix max of so many different parts. But again, I think you'll agree, this is just a really snug, tight conversion. And even, oh, there you go, you can just see there, F23. Because some people would be looking at Peugeot gearboxes and trying to make them to the block and make it that way. Cranky's just gone, take the front end off, slide the engine in, and we'll just work around that. So anyone who knows the Saab conversions will know this engine mount style. It's the one they all kind of use, and it bolts to the head here, to the back, and it has like a mounting point here, which obviously Cranky's covered with the ECU. Because again, Cranky's very well known for mapping the standard Saab ECUs, and technically that's some of the reason why I'm over here, is because I'm doing a Vectra conversion for someone with a Saab engine. Let's have a quick look inside. Stock Peugeot, run daily, and if anyone knows Cranky, always got a load of money about him. Just the Peugeot interior, not much really to report, because obviously this is his daily. So again, just an interesting collection of the full workshop of just random different cars with strange engine swaps, and there is so much more to come from Crankworks in the future, because some of the builds I know are lined up look very, very interesting. One of the builds they've just completed is another lad we know who's a friend, Simon Fogg. They've just done a Corsa C with basically it's a drag car, converted the Saab engine to DSG. So it'll be very interesting to go and see that in the future and see how that works and see what that's done. So it's really nice that there is still people and companies and people trying to push the boundaries and put these weird and wonderful engines in for people, swapping gearboxes, not just going with the run-of-the-mill stuff. And I definitely thinking out the box. So I'll start this video off. That's just a little introduction to Cranky's workshop, to Crankworks. Anyone who wants more information about the Saab conversions and Saab-powered and all that type of thing, on Facebook there's a group called Saab-Works. That's where basically all the Saab community get together. Cranky's massively involved in it. Any questions about these engines, these boys know inside out. Good thing to get in touch with them if you need any advice with Saab conversions or any basic fabrication in the future. We will be back to see Cranky's main car, which is his four-wheel drive Corsa, which is something out of this world. It is very, very special. We want to do that car a lot of justice, and unfortunately it's still in bits. He's still putting it back together, but we'll be back this summertime when the sun's out to do some videos with that. We'll sign it off. I hope you enjoyed that, guys, and I'll see you all on the next video.